The earth needs the sun, rain, and wind to thrive. We too need the balance of our inner needs for security, nourishment, creativity, and inspiration. Authenticity comes from recognizing that we are elemental beings tied to both the earth and the cosmos. Living with reverence and responsibility. A critical aspect of finding authenticity through the sacred relationship with nature is understanding the responsibility to protect and care for the world around us. Living authentically means honoring this reciprocity. I'm not in the zen, I gotta get back in the zen. In a sacred symbiosis of the earth, as the earth provides for us. We reflect on our actions and choices, understanding that how we treat the earth is a reflection of our relationship with our true selves. By living with reverence for nature, we will naturally align our authentic path. We adopt sustainable practices, consuming mindfully and minimizing harm to the environment, and all that reflect a deeper respect for the sacred symbiosis and one's own place within it. Connecting through ritual and art. Rituals and art have always been powerful ways to express the connection between humans and the natural world. We create our own rituals that honor the sacred relationship between Mother Earth and the Creator. Creating art that reflects our connection to nature through painting, sculpture, poetry, or dance, our creative expression becomes a ritual of honoring our place in the larger web of life. We incorporate natural materials or use this into our work to reflect this sacred symbiosis. Developing personal rituals that mark important natural events, celebrating solstices, equinoxes, or even the phases of the moon helps us tune into the rhythms of the earth and sky. These rituals don't need to be elaborate. A simple act of lighting a candle or saying a prayer are very deeply meaningful. Using storytelling and poetry to convey personal connections. In Indigenous traditions, storytelling and poetry are ways to pass down wisdom and honor the sacred relationship between the humans and the environment. We tell our stories of how we connect with nature, weave our personal experiences into the broader narrative of the earth and sky. Authenticity as interconnection. Genuine authenticity is not an isolated experience. It arises from our relationship with nature, others, and the cosmos. Finding our authentic selves requires embracing interactions. We are not separate from Mother Earth or the Creator. We are born of them. Living authentically means living in a way that honors this truth. We realize that our true self emerges effortlessly when we align with the natural world. The more we honor our place within the sacred circle of life, the more we will be able to shed the masks imposed by society and live in alignment with our soul's purpose. Art is functional, symbolic, and subversive. For an Indigenous people, it is not an aesthetic practice, but a functional, symbolic, and subversive form of expression that is deeply enlightening. Indigenous art traditionally served as a multidimensional tool, communication, survival, spiritual connection, and cultural preservation. Here's how. Art as a practical tool. Art has a practical function in Indigenous cultures, serving as a tool to improve daily life. Whether it was a beautifully crafted basket, poetry, clothing, or tools, the creation of these objects is both utilitarian and artistic. Each item is made with care and imbued with a meaning, connection to its creator, to nature, community, and the spirit world, such as woven baskets. These are used for gathering, storing, and carrying food. Yet our designs include symbolic patterns that represent the tribe's worldview or personal stories. The act of weaving is an expression of patience, connection to the earth, and a reflection of the weaver's responsibility and relationship to nature. Clothing and adornment. Traditional clothing, beadwork, regalia, and masks are not just functional garments, but carry symbolic meanings. Feathers, beads, and the specific designs signify a person's role in the community, achievements, and spiritual insights. Each stitch, mask, or bead tells a story of honor and a connection to the natural world. By creating these functional yet beautiful items, Indigenous peoples express our relationship with the world, using art as a practical tool to enhance life while maintaining cultural and spiritual integrity. Art as a medium of expression, good or bad. Art has always been a powerful way to express emotions, from celebration and gratitude to sorrow and protest. For Indigenous peoples, it became a means to communicate the beauty of life in our harsh realities. Indigenous art reflects the community's joys, struggles, and relationship to the land, making it a profound form of expression. For example, totem poles, sand paintings, masks, and carvings. These art forms carry layers of meanings representing ancestral stories, spiritual connections, and community values. These creations are more than decorative. They serve as public statements about the tribe's identity, history, and spirituality. Ceremonial art, art used in rituals such as masks, dances, and music, express connections with the spirit world. Whether calling on ancestors or honoring the seasons, these works allow communities to celebrate the cycles of life, connecting us to the earth and sky. The expressive quality of Indigenous art is not limited to positive emotions. In times of grief, displacement, or oppression, art is a way to express pain, frustration, and protest. When Indigenous peoples were colonized and our land stolen, we used art as a form of resilience and resistance, expressing our grief or defiance through songs, carvings, and other creative means. Art as protest or activism. Indigenous art has long been a form of activism used in resisting colonization and to speak truth to power. Art is a subtle and powerful form of protest, confronting oppressions through direct violence, containing hidden meanings or messages that only those within a culture will fully understand. Symbolism in art. We use certain symbols, colors, and motifs that carry hidden meanings unnoticed by colonizers, but understood within the community. This is a way to preserve identity and to protest oppression without directly promoting the authorities. A traditional pottery or a beaded pattern design might honor sacred lands or ancestors, acting as a quiet reminder of Indigenous sovereignty and history. Oral traditions, poetry, and storytelling. Poetry, song, and storytelling are powerful tools of protest. We convey messages of resistance and resilience while preserving cultural knowledge. Poems and songs are passed down orally as subtle critiques of colonization and exploitation. Even when outward expression is dangerous, these oral traditions help Indigenous communities maintain their dignity and protest through words and narratives. Modern Indigenous activism through art. Today, Indigenous artists continue to use our work to advocate for environmental justice, land rights, and cultural preservation. Murals, installations, performances address ongoing issues like climate change, pipeline protest, and the protection of sacred lands. These works speak to our communities and bring global attention to our struggles. Art with hidden meanings. Indigenous art carries layers of meanings, with symbols and images that tell deeper stories. These hidden meanings are spiritual, political, or cultural, understood by the tribe, but not always by outsiders. Art becomes a way to protect and to pass down knowledge, subtly expressing values, teachings, and warnings to future generations. Hidden meanings. Certain symbols, whether in pottery or textile or carvings, hold only meanings accessible to those who understand the cultural context. A pattern might represent a sacred animal, a constellation, or a story about the tribe's origins. While outsiders may only see the beauty, insiders will read the deeper layers of significance.